Okay. This is Dan Bongino, who is former Secret Service agent and ran last year for Senate in the state of Maryland. This morning you were on WMAL and you were discussing the White House closure.
Sure.
Can you tell me a little bit of what you found out from some of your sources that the White House actually knew about it despite the denial from the president?
Yeah, of course they knew about it. You know, this was not a security decision. It was a political decision. And to insinuate that it was made unilaterally without input from the White House staff and the president's office is absurd. I mean, it doesn't pass, yeah, I said before, it doesn't pass the smell test. It's
Right.
just nonsensical. If you believe it, you're just playing into partisan politics, and you're blissfully ignorant. That's not what happened. And I would say that, keep in mind, if it was a Republican or Democrat administration, I ran as a Republican, I get that. I'm not speaking to you as a candidate. I'm speaking to you as an American citizen who saw his former colleagues in the Secret Service launched under the bus and blamed for something they never did.
Right.
You know, there's something disingenuous about that I think any political persuasion should be bothered by.
Right. And you made a very impassioned speech on the topic of the Second Amendment. Where are you now as far as future political aspirations and continuing to fight efforts to squelch the Second Amendment?
Well, you know, it's not gun control. We have to,
Right.
and I said that in the speech, which I remember I saw on your blog, I think. It's people control. Stop
Exactly.
using their language. And I can prove it. I mean, where have guns been controlled? Show me anywhere in the world where there's no guns. The answer is it's not. So, okay, so we can agree it doesn't exist. So why are they doing it? They're doing it just like they're doing the tax argument. You think it has anything to do with taxes? It has everything to do with economic control. They are power hungry. That's what they want. Healthcare. Do you think this has anything to do with healthcare? It has everything to do with healthcare control. Same thing with education. Why don't they believe in school choice? Because they believe in control. Don't use their language. The speech went viral. I think we're up to 700,000 views amongst all the different copies of it. So I'm glad people liked it. It was a very passionate speech because I believe firmly. You know, without the Second Amendment, all the other ones don't mean anything.
Exactly. And you said something real important, because I remember there was a Democrat congressman that said right after quote-unquote healthcare reform was passed, he said, control the people.
That's all it is. I mean, the Preventive Services Task Force, the Independent Payments Advisory Board, how many boards of bureaucrats are you going to accept? You think they're there to give you control over your health care?
No.
Why would you pay these folks? You know, the cost of bureaucrats went from, what, $28 billion to $78 billion in the Obamacare legislation? Do you think they're paying billions more dollars to give you control over the system? Folks, again, if you want a government bureaucrat answering your health care questions for you, what you can and can't do, when you can have your hip replaced, or if you should, to quote President Obama, just take the pill, then continue to support Obamacare. I don't.
Right. Thank you for your time.
Very welcome. Good to see you.
Good
Thanks
to see
for
you
posting
too.
my speech.
You're welcome.